Hey guys, this is Hamon, and welcome back to Bytesize, the show where I review games that I've taken interest in. They have to be old, they have to be new, they just have to be something I'm interested in. And today, I'm going to be talking about Hytale, a game that actually has a surprising history to it. Because the developers first started by making a special modded server in Minecraft called Hypixel, and then they announced that they were making a game called Hytale that was bought by, I believe, Riot Games, but then was cancelled at some point. But then the original creator of Hypixel bought the IP from Riot Games and developed it, and they now have released an early access version for people to play. Which is honestly brilliant. I love that story. Because now they have complete control over it and everything. It's not like they're under any entity that can tell them, hey, I need you to do this and this. No, it's completely up to them what they want to do. And they're even allowing people to do stuff in the game themselves. But I'll get to that later. For now, what I will say as a caveat is that this game is currently in early access. And such, there are things in the game that are missing and haven't been implemented yet. And so, it is not a complete game, and therefore my opinion is based off of the current version that I have played. Which, at this point, is positive, because with what they've shown, they have a lot to add, but what they got is really good. Now, not to miss the elephant in the room, obviously this is a close thing to Minecraft, because it's an open world, sandbox, survival crafting game, where you're basically going around exploring, building a homestead while fending off enemies and such. Now, the difference though is massive, because in terms of graphics, yes, you have the cubicle terrain and all that, but you have more 3D aspects to the environment and all that. Everything is not necessarily blocky to a point, and even if it is, it has textures that makes it more lifelike. It's not just this pixelated texture. Some of this stuff looks more like an actual creature than, or block, or whatever you're dealing with, than just being a block or cubicle. It's brilliant. I love it. It's great. Not really much to really complain about, because again, this is in early access, because they're just showing us what they can do. And they haven't even developed everything they wanted to develop. Like, as things come out, there's going to be more added. I mean, hell, 2 updates came out that added more cosmetics for your character, and another one added dinosaurs, which honestly I haven't seen yet, but I will go crazy when I do. But either way, it is incredible what they're doing at this time, and I cannot wait to see what else they do. The NPCs that you can come across, the villagers and such, are very unique based on the region you're in, and it is incredible. Like, it's not just, oh, one type of village, and they just have variant clothes. No, there's different types of creatures in every environment, and so the villagers in those environments are all different races, which is incredible. I love that. It is more unique than anything. And even the enemies in there, which I briefly mentioned, they're also unique to their environments as well. It's basically like Terraria in a sense, because yes, you have similar enemies in those environments, but they are also unique to their environments. The gameplay is no different, because yes, it is survival crafting, so you're going to be doing a lot of digging, you're going to be doing a lot of resource collecting, you're going to be doing a lot of grinding essentially. However, the idea behind it is incredible. They haven't even introduced the story yet, because I can only assume that there's a story because of how you spawn into the world and temple and all that. So I'm just gonna assume that there's something in the world that is corrupting it, and so you've been summoned to help purge it or something like that while living your life in the world. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's my wildest guess. Now, again, going back into gameplay, obviously you go do all the survival crafting stuff, and you fight enemies, you grind, and all that stuff. What I love about this, though, is that, well, let me put it this way. Obviously, every single person that is probably watching this video has played vanilla Minecraft. if you play vanilla Minecraft, you know that there's only like the crafting table if you want to build certain things. Yes, they have added stations that allow you to do certain other things like mending broken equipment or adding names to the equipment or enchanting stuff and such. However, the brilliance in Hytale is that they've taken the idea of modded Minecraft and made it the base of the game. Now, if you've done modded Minecraft, you know that you probably would have to buy, well, not buy, download a bunch of mods that can alter the gameplay. Hytale is essentially that without all that work. Because you have trees that will fall apart after you chop a certain amount. At the bottom, you have these special stations that have specialty things that you can craft. You have various unique animals to the environments, like I mentioned. Unique enemies. You have very elaborate buildings. You can build elaborate buildings even. Like, you're not just stuck with the very plain dirt and such. Once you build a specific station, you could literally design a grand Grecian temple or various other types of buildings and all that based on the type of material you provide. It is brilliant and I love it for that. So honestly, despite the fact that many will say it's essentially modded Minecraft, I would kind of argue that's kind of the idea, because I don't think a lot of folks want to go through the trouble of getting mods for their Minecraft. So this is a good way of circumventing that. And besides, again, it's in early access, so there's still more that they can add. Whether it's new weather, new NPCs, new enemies, new environments, new underground, new everything. They can add all kinds of stuff before the 1.0 release. And that's what makes this better, because unlike Minecraft, specifically vanilla, there is so much more potential to add to this game. Especially since they allowed the community to mod the game themselves from the get-go. So, if you want to check this game out, I highly recommend it. There are actually 3 price points for this game. You can get the standard edition, which I personally got because I am not. While I wouldn't mind getting the other versions, the only thing that the other versions unlock is more cosmetics for your character, which is great, and you can obviously probably get them later. But the standard one is the best if you want to just check out the game as is. The prices are right here, and it is available on the computer right now. I don't know if they plan to release it for any other system at this time, but yeah, with all that said, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Bytesize. If you did, please leave a like, favorite, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this, and I will see you next time. Bye! And this is what like I was talking about, I love how this world looks, despite it being like cubicle like Minecraft, but the trees look more fuller and everything because of the fact that they're not like the typical route square shape. Like they look like actual like trees that they grew like this, and so it's like so much nicer. And I do love the fact that we have this map and everything. It's that I can just open up and all that. Perfect. Alright, boom. Hey, little piggy. Can I tame a piggy? Yes, I can tame a piggy. It needs pumpkin. Ah, interesting.